Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Miriam here. Today I'd like to share with you 2 reasons why attaining eloquent vocabulary is quite easy. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm an English eloquence coach. I'm founder of English for Consultants, and I work with non-native speaking consultants from various companies like BCG, McKinsey, Bain, Deloitte, Accenture, etc., and many others to help them move up in their careers, get their dream jobs, and ultimately earn more money. That being said, let's jump into today's topic. So, vocabulary variation is one of the most important factors of one's English foundation. And most of my former students and clients expressed exasperation regarding the acquisition of vocabulary. They mentioned having basic vocabulary and thus basic sentences. And these are all people who are highly skilled professionals in their fields and who are able to deliver motivational speeches and presentations for work in their native tongues. However, when it comes to delivering those same speeches and those same presentations in English, they felt that they had that special feeling which they had created when they presented in their native tongues was somehow lost. And this in turn created a feeling of a lack of self-confidence, a loss of self-confidence, and furthermore, a feeling of frustration. From my perspective, the actual vocabulary is not the real problem. It is how one goes about trying to acquire that vocabulary. The problem of vocabulary acquisition and retention is something that can be easily attended to. So you might expect an entire list of things to do in what I'm about to say, but you'll be surprised that there are only 2 things. The first thing you need to do to become an eloquent speaker and writer of English is to remove 2 very pesky little words, and those words are very and so. These words are overused in the English language, and they're used to try to explain the urgency or strength of an emotion. These are the first 2 words that an eloquent speaker of English must remove from his or her vocabulary in formal discussion and formal writing. Every time you want to use very or so, keep in mind that there's a synonym of great power which can allow you to speak and write in a vastly more professional and eloquent manner. And I'll give you an example. Instead of saying, I'm very confused about what you said during the presentation, you can say, I'm perplexed regarding what you said during the presentation. In the same vein, instead of saying, she's a very detailed employee, you can say she is meticulous. She is a meticulous employee. So I could go on forever, but we'll save that for another time. And if you are wondering how to put this into action, simply follow my instructions that I'm about to share with you right now. When you find yourself using very or so, immediately take the adjective, Google its synonyms, and choose one. Keep a notebook with you, and keep that notebook with words you know you commonly use and their synonyms. So if you know you use these, for example, 10 words too frequently, write them down, research a little bit, find their synonyms, and have that in that notebook. Now, in that same notebook, what you should do is write 1 sentence each day for each word using its synonym. And after a month of doing this, these new words will become part of your regular vocabulary. Now, moving on to the second thing, which is learning English by looking at root words. So a root is the basic unit of a word. It's that word's foundation or base, and the root of a word connects that word to its meaning. The majority of root words in the English language actually come from the Greek and Latin languages. So knowing one root word, you will be able to learn many words in the English language. For example, port is a root word which means to carry or to move. Thus, when you see words that contain the root port, you'll immediately know that they have something to do with either carrying something or moving something. And this will allow you to either immediately understand their meaning or to correctly guess their meaning from context. For example, if you learn the root word fill, meaning love, you'll be able to look at, let's say I say this sentence. The multitude of visitors to this particular book signing were clearly all bibliophiles. So with a little help from the context, you'll be able to understand that bibliophiles are book lovers. So try these 2 tips out and see how they work for you. I can guarantee that these 2 techniques will make a vast difference in how you view vocabulary acquisition and how you go about actually attaining it. All right, and before I end, by the way, if you are a consultant who is serious about improving your English consulting communication skills, check out the links to our private Facebook and LinkedIn groups in the description box below. Or if you're ready to start your own journey towards English eloquence, you can schedule a free strategy session with me using the link below. Thank you for your time. I hope this was helpful, and I wish you all a healthy, happy, and productive day.